Right, so before I start this second part of this video, disclaimer is, yeah, if in doubt, get somebody else in to do it. I've had loads of abuse. I thought I'd upset the kitchen first, but I've upset the builders more than that. Mainly saying that I shouldn't be showing people how to do this because somebody could end up dead. But to be fair, right, if you look at the job, right, and then decide for yourself that it's not something that's well within your scope, then don't do it. Get somebody in to do it. And as I did state as well, building control will be involved, and also you will need specs for the steel as well, which we have. The steel is now here. You can see here I've took out the wall completely. I haven't took that piece out there because, as somebody rightly stated as well, not every structural wall is the same, and they're not. I mean, look at this one. Look, we've got this chimney breast up here. Right, this is the steel that has held this chimney up. I don't know how old this house is. Let's say it's 80 years old, right? It's never been painted, this steel. If you Google rust rates, you'll know that this steel will be here for a long time. Or it will be, unless you're going to take it out. Anyway, ours will be painted. You can see there, it's actually been bedded onto ceramic tiles. One tile there and a bit of slate there, which actually is loose. Yeah, so that's naturally doing up. So what's going to happen is that joist runs through to that wall, so that's good. That'll be contained with lifted with steel, but that one there is short. So obviously there's like a chimney breast above there. It's only a corner of a chimney. The main chimney's there, and I know I say chimney with a nail in it, and I haven't got one. So there's very little weight on that there, and they're a bit loose. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop them out just so they don't fall on anybody. But that timber there, you can see, look, they're packed up with a bit of hardboard. That timber there will have to be extended so it sits on the steel. I did lose some bricks off there, so what I did, I went upstairs. Right, so this is the chimney above there. You can see what I've took out now. I've took out all the back of that chimney just to stop it all falling down on us. This pillar here is supported on that timber there, and that pillar there is supported on that timber there, so, and they're obviously supported on the prop, so we're good with that. I've removed all the crap and dust and bricks and that in there, so now I can take that wall down safely, and I'll have no issues there. And I've took out the crap up chimney as well there, just so no it's falling down. And there's the other side in the other room, the other part of the chimney there. That sits above the archway, but obviously the archway is going to stay in until we've got it all out. But Yorkie does want us to remove the chimney at some point. You can see there, it's been leaking and probably on flashing as well, because it doesn't seem to be higher. But that's sort of like where the chimney comes out of the roof, if you can imagine that, and it's leaking. There's a little wood louse there, look. See, that's rotten there, look, so we'll have to address that as well. It's been leaking for some time. You can see it running down the wall. I took out everything loose so that there's no danger of falling down on us. Everything's tied in, everything's sat on the joists, we're all good there. And I pocketed out a big hole in the wall there where the padstone and the steel will sit. You can see there's no insulation on this house. And also this side here as well, I pocketed out there. But like I said, everyone is different, yeah. But I'm just showing you how we're going to do this and stuff like that, yeah. So you can keep your shitty comments to yourselves, because I'm not really bothered, to be fair. I got called a narcissist because I didn't like what somebody else was saying, but it wasn't the case. All I said to them was, you know, well, why can't the man in the street do this? Why can't he? The woman in the street, a woman did actually message me on YouTube actually, and she says her late husband had shown her how to service a car, and she'd even changed the exhaust on it and all. And that's what I'm talking about, empowering people to do jobs they didn't think they could do. And it's not the end of the world. And if you've got structural engineering, yeah, then he will advise you on props and supports and stuff like that, not a problem. And then building inspector will come out and he will help you as well, because they're not there to trip you up, they're there to help you. Excuse me. Right, you can see that steel above that door there, yeah? Right, so there's a concrete lintel there and there's a steel on there. Now, it's not ideal, but what's going to happen when we put the steel up there, that padstone is going to sit in there, yeah? But eventually that is going to come out, because the full side of this house is coming out as well. So there will be two more steels, one to support the inner brickwork and one to support the outside skin, which will then sit, and this steel we're putting in will sit on top of them steel, if that makes sense, yeah? Right, so where are we now? You can see the wall up there. Didn't actually lose any bricks out of them walls because they're still sat on the joists a little bit, so we're all good there. That's not a problem. It's nice and safe. Everything's solid and ain't going to fall. We've checked all that. So what we're going to do now, we're going to get this steel up. It has come. I might actually be able to tell you how much it weighs, because it should say on the ticket. 2 seconds. Is that the ticket? It is the ticket. It is 118 kilos, so I estimated 120, so I was only 2 out, so that's not bad. 118 kilos. We have got it up the hill. That was a bit of a struggle in itself, just because it's awkward and it's quite steep, but it's sat outside now. It's painted as well, which is what they'll want. John's got the pad stones. Are they in his van, David? Yeah, the pad stones. He's got the pad stones in his van. But what I'm going to do, what you would normally do, right, is build your walls, set your pad stones on nice and level, yeah? And then sit your steel on top and then put your floor on top of that. But you haven't got that luxury here, obviously, because it's retrospect. So what we will do, we'll put the steel in, we'll jack it up with some props so it's underneath the joists, and then we'll put the pad stones in and then pack the pad stone and the steel so everything is right. We'll leave that to go off. Did I say I've left that bit of wall, David? Yeah, basically because of that arch. If I take that arch down there, even a little bit, there's a lot of weight above there, so still leaving that bit down on until we make a decision what we're going to do with the chimney, because he did say that he wanted us to take it down, but we haven't yet at the moment. So I'm going to sit a prop there. I'll clear that. It's a solid floor, and I'm going to sit a prop over here as well, and they will support the steel, and we'll jack that up. Right, as you'll be able to see, we've used these builder's trestles here, and what we've done, we've sort of like got one end up a little bit, then got the other end up and extended them until we were in a good position where we could shoulder press it up into place. So you can see there now the pad stone's going to go under there. It's also going to go under that one as well. The reason why them bits of timber on there is because my steel is now supported on 2 props, and just to stop it from flipping left or right, just put some blocks of timber there, that'll hold it on, and we've got a piece there just at the back side there just to stop it driving through into that room. So there's that block. I'm mixing some mortar up 3 to 1. What we'll do then, I'll put the block under there as tight as I can get to the steel, then I'll patch around it, and then tomorrow, not tomorrow, the day after, tomorrow, we might drive a bit of slate packer under there just to compress it and get it up nice and tight. So that's it. It was 118 kilos, relatively heavy, you know what I mean? And, you know, if it falls on you, yeah, it will kill you, but so will a brick and so will a prop. So, you know, if you haven't got the confidence or you don't think it's anywhere within your scope, then get a builder in to do it, yeah? Right, so as I said, yeah, it is dangerous, right? If you're fucking stupid and you do it wrong. So you've got to take your time, right? You've got to think about everything, think about what's being supported, what isn't being supported. That's why I've left that bit of wall in there, take the weight of that chimney till we take the chimney out. You can see the pad stone up there, yeah? And you see the pad stone up there, which is sat on the 2 props on the lintels. Granted, I'm not going to win no awards for my bricklaying, but I never said I was a bricklayer. So tomorrow, what we're going to do is breeze block that wall up to about there. Yes, we'll create a doorway there and support that lintel and this lintel. Then when it's all gone off, we'll be back in, I don't know, maybe even Friday, then all these props can come out. So these props there, they're on clamps so they can't fall, yeah? It's drove up as tight as it can to, and it's touching on bottom at joist up there. So that's it. That is how to take down a load bearing wall. Whether or not you want to attempt that yourself, I don't know why people jumped on it so much, but it is what it is, isn't it? It's not actually that hard. It's heavy, but it's not that hard. Please like and subscribe.